Hey everybody, it's Jermaine. So guys, one thing I've been thinking about recently is how to bring more avoiding broke content out on a more regular basis. I think the world is moving so quickly. There's a lot of stuff that we're reading and we're getting involved in. And it's just not enough time on a Sunday to really kind of do it justice. So what we want to experiment with is kind of this shorter format where we're going to do some daily updates. I'm going to try and maybe run them out about 5 times a week, just looking at up to date stuff that we've been picking up on that particular day, really getting a feel for new and emerging news, and then just think about how it's going to impact the kind of areas that we're looking at. So, your kind of money and finance, your well-being, mental state, careers, that kind of thing. We're going to try and cover the spectrum in just some short updates with just some interesting stories we've been looking at and some of the thinking. All right, so the first thing that I want to call out, for me, really interesting in the crypto space and money and finance, is where we're looking at Apple. They recently posted this job advert for a digital and blockchain specialist. So you might think to yourself, why is that so important? What's so interesting about that? Guys, one of the things when you're investing in the crypto space, and we've covered it a little bit at the minute, and I know a lot of you out there are kind of really thinking, is crypto something I want to get involved in? One of the biggest challenges is having cryptocurrencies being recognized within your local jurisdictions, right? So is it the case that governments recognize it? Is it the case that big companies accept cryptocurrency? There are a few exceptions, but in the main, we're still struggling with this big process of wide scale adoption, massive usage. And until you really get that, it's difficult to sometimes look and think of your crypto investments as being really worth something. And a lot of kind of crypto skeptics would put that argument forward. Well, arguably, this could be a real game changer where Amazon are changing the game. Because Amazon are basically able to swallow up pretty much everything. Their capabilities are such that they can get involved in any kind of realm. And the point where you see they are looking at moving into that digital currency and blockchain space, they mean business. And I was reading a great report just last night, which was actually saying that Amazon's plans are far, far, far more developed. As in, they've been working on these things since, I think, 2019, the report said. They're actually really quite far ahead on their thinking about why they think cryptocurrencies could be valuable, how they want to start accepting cryptocurrencies within their ecosystems. And then that in itself is giving us a really interesting sight into the future. Few things to call out for you, because you might be thinking, okay, well, which cryptocurrencies really could be quite valuable here? So the report that I read obviously looked at Bitcoin. You can't escape that really. But then interestingly, it also called out Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, and Cardano. So those are the four that we're looking at here. Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, Cardano. Now, those are arguably some of the biggest, most important tokens that we've got out there, biggest, most important coins that we've got out there. So it's not necessarily going to be a surprise to hear that. But I think if you're in a position where you are shaping up your crypto investment, you're thinking about where to go, you want to make sure you've got the kind of investments that have got, it's the coins that have got the kind of larger market caps, it's got the more developed use cases. Well, the thing that Amazon are talking about, as I say, a Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, Cardano, I'm transparent. We've got significant holdings in all of them. That's probably where I'd say 50% maybe of our bag would be, maybe somewhere around that. I mean, it could be slightly lower because we rotated out into altcoins a while ago, but it could be an interesting one. So get researching, definitely one for the potential crypto investors to look at. And I think it comes at a great point actually, because you've got a lot of European jurisdictions are looking at kind of negative interest rates, really difficult to make money in conventional accounts. So I think the appeal of crypto could be increasing. Just to give you a sense as well, I think our portfolio is up 10% since 10% today, which is just a bit of a sign of maybe a bit of a bounce back. I think Bitcoin last time I checked was hitting around the kind of $38,000 mark. Really good, because we weren't sure if it was going to kind of drop down a little bit more, lower than 30,000, or if indeed it could actually kind of tick up more towards 40k. It looks like the latter. It looks like we're ticking up more towards 40k. And it looks like there could be a little bit more movement in this space. So one to research, one to watch out for. Just on careers, this is more an interesting one that I read about just last night, actually. I think you can see just probably about there, that book I'm pointing to, the black book with the white sleeve, is a book called Principles by Ray Dalio. It's a phenomenal piece of work. Quite famous. Ray Dalio, chairman, I think he is now, or chief investment officer, I forget, of Bridgewater, one of the largest hedge funds in the world. And Principles is kind of is seminal work, really. Him distilling his life principles and work principles into a text. So I just finished it last night. One of the really interesting things Dalio talks about is when shaping high performance teams, he likes to use almost like sports trading cards to rank people according to what they're good at and what they need to improve on. And he talks about this idea of radical transparency. So for Dalio, when you're in Bridgewater, the best thing to do is to shape teams that have got complementary skills, and for people to be really radically transparent and honest about where their strengths lie and where their development areas lie. And he thinks that's what brings out the best in teams. I think it's a really powerful one because a lot of us now, we're working in very interesting and potentially strained environments. It's one where I think you kind of got to do that little bit extra to prove your value. You can find yourself under a little bit more pressure. And actually, it could be a really interesting test for you to almost grade yourself on one of these scorecards. It's something that I'm going to be doing for myself, as well as some of the different people that I kind of work with. Do that kind of grading. Think about where your real strengths are. Think about where your development areas are, and actually be radically transparent when it comes to working in teams, shaping teams, contributing to teams. And it's a really interesting conversation starter to actually show people, look, I've had a go at being really honest with myself. What do you think? That continuous learning, those iterations, those repetitions, that's where a lot of the nuggets are coming from, guys. And that's what I just think that Dalio idea of the scorecards is brilliant. Because hopefully what it's going to do is at a point, if, and God's willing you don't get there, but if there's a point where your job's on the line, or if there's a point where there's a choice to be made between you and another person, the radical transparency and self-reflection you show could be valuable. Just one to think about. I'll be doing it myself just to try and rate myself, and God, I'm not looking forward to where some of those ratings come out, but it's going to be a really interesting one just to kind of keep that self-development going. Last point I want to cover, guys, is around kind of mindset and well-being. And for those of you who aren't aware of it yet, you know, we are doing a lot on TikTok at the minute. So if you follow Avoiding Broke on TikTok, you're going to see a lot of kind of nice snippets, 60 seconds. We're sharing a lot from our book, You Can Succeed. We're sharing a lot of quotes, a lot of insights, reflections. So if you've not been there yet, check out TikTok, check out Avoiding Broke. We're there. Let us know what you think. We would be really grateful for it. But an interesting thing that I read, I think it may have been this morning actually, is about how the average weight gain during this kind of last 18 months or so is half a stone. All right, so what's half a stone? Is £7, pounds 2.2 k. 2.2. I'm getting this mixed up. I think it's about 3 kilos, right? I can't remember. I'm not very good at the conversions, but I think half a stone is going to be somewhere around 3 kilos maybe. But please don't quote me on that. Use a converter and double check yourself. I just thought, yeah, right. To be honest, I'm probably put on more like a stone and a half. Why do I want to flag it, guys? I think there's a lot of kind of weight gain that could have crept up on us. And of course, when you look at weight gain, you never look at it in just isolation. You've got to be thinking about the effect on your mood, the effect on your energy, the effect on your organs, the effect on your well-being, the effect on your mentality, the effect on your self-confidence. You know, weight gain is one of those things, it just seems like it kind of hits you from so many different angles, and it takes a lot to sometimes recover from it. So, you know, I can tell you from, you know, in our home, once we realised we were putting that weight on, we went and got some spinning bikes, and we're kind of trying to do 3-4 times a week on the bike, plus just exercise and watch our diet every day. We've got some really interesting stuff actually, and if you're interested, let me know in the comments, and I can share some great recipes for juices, some of the diet plans, some of the workout regimes. We can connect on the different platforms as well. It'd be really good, and we can kind of encourage each other. But I just want to flag that one, guys. Half a stone is the average weight gain that people have experienced. I think it's people in the UK have experienced in the last 18 months. My suspicion it could be a lot higher. A lot of us aren't going to want to necessarily say that we've put on a stone if we could report half a stone. I think watch out for it. Think about the impact on mood, happiness, confidence, self-esteem, mentality, energy. Just think about it as hitting you in so many different ways, and now's a good time to start doing something about it. If you want encouragement, want any ideas about how we kind of started, I think we're doing reasonably well now. We've been at it for kind of about a month and a bit. We have lost, but I'm kind of not weighing myself, but I feel fitter. There's a bit more room in the clothes, so it's a good positive start. Let us know. We're going to be happy to just drop them in the comments, and we'll figure out, and we'll make sure we share. So that's it for today's update, guys. We've covered Amazon's potential move into the crypto space, what it could mean, and which coins we could be looking at as having some interesting value. And I've said that we've got quite a big holding, one for you to look at for your portfolios. On the careers front, we've looked at Ray Dalio's use of scorecards, the whole benefit of radical transparency, self-reflection and openness when it comes to your performance, your skills, and your areas for improvement. And on the well-being element, we've looked at not only you guys jumping on TikTok, because we're doing a lot more on TikTok, but also just thinking about the weight gain, whether or not you think you could do a little bit more to improve yourself on that front. And, obviously just kind of making those baby steps now, trying to follow through consistently, and over time you're going to get the improvements. Guys, have an awesome evening. I'm going to be here hopefully with you, say kind of similar-ish time tomorrow. And yeah, hopefully you look forward to some more daily updates. Let us know what you think, guys. Let us know if this kind of format, around 5 times per week, picking out some of the key topical news from the day or from the last couple of days is going to be useful. Let me know what kind of insights you'd find valuable, what kind of reflections, what kind of topics. Drop them in the comments. Let us know. If you're new to the channel, please smash the like, smash the subscribe, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Take care, guys. Bye.